Imagine for a moment a world where time travel is no longer a science fiction dream, but a reality. There's just one catch, a major one. You can only travel forward. There's no going back to fix mistakes, no reliving your glory days, no second chances. You buy a one-way ticket to the future. What would that world even look like? Who would take the leap and why? Let's start with the obvious candidates, scientists and explorers. Imagine a team of physicists and historians stepping into a time machine, setting the dial for 100 years from now. They'd be leaving everything behind, their families, their friends, their entire world, all for the sake of knowledge. They'd emerge in the 22nd century as living historical documents, a bridge between two eras. They could tell future generations what life was really like in our time, providing first-hand accounts that no history book could ever capture. They would be the ultimate pioneers, trading their present for a glimpse of humanity's future. But what about the personal motivations? Think about someone diagnosed with an incurable disease today. For them, a trip 50 or 100 years into the future isn't just an adventure, it's a lifeline. They could jump ahead to a time where medicine has advanced, where a cure for their condition might be as common as aspirin is for us. They'd be gambling their lives on the hope of future progress. They would wake up in a new world, alone and disconnected from everyone they knew, but they'd be alive. It's a profound choice, a lonely life in the future versus no life at all. Then there are the investors, the ultimate long-term planners. A financial genius could place their wealth in stable, long-term investments, maybe in land or certain stocks, then jump forward a few centuries. They could wake up unimaginably wealthy, their small fortune having compounded over generations. But what would that wealth even mean in a world they don't recognize? Money can't buy back the lost connections or the shared experiences of the centuries they skipped. They might be rich, but they'd also be the loneliest people on earth, surrounded by a culture and technology that is completely alien to them. And let's not forget the outcasts and the desperate. People trying to escape a criminal past or those living under oppressive regimes. For them, the future represents a clean slate, a chance to start over in a society where no one knows their name or their history. It's the ultimate escape plan. But it's a one-way door. They could be trading one prison for another, the prison of an unknown future where they have no roots, no support system, and no way back. The societal impact would be massive. We'd have to create entirely new laws. What rights does a time traveler have? Are they still a citizen of their original country? Who is responsible for them when they arrive in the future? Do we set up integration programs to help them adapt to new languages, new technologies, and new social norms? The future world would have to deal with these temporal immigrants, people literally out of their time. And consider the psychological toll. Imagine arriving 200 years from now. The language has changed, the cities are unrecognizable, and every single person you ever knew has been gone for centuries. Your favorite foods, music, and movies are ancient history. You are a living fossil. The sense of isolation and loss would be immense. Many might find it unbearable. We'd likely see a new field of psychology emerge, dedicated to helping time travelers cope with this profound temporal displacement. The existence of one-way time travel would also change how we live our lives right now. It would create a new kind of brain drain, not to another country, but to another century. The bravest, the sickest, and perhaps the most reckless would be the ones to leave. Our present would be constantly losing some of its most unique individuals to the promise of the future. This technology would also force us to think about our legacy in a much more tangible way. We know that people from our time could literally show up in the future to see what we've done with the place. This could inspire a greater sense of responsibility. We might work harder to solve climate change, preserve our cultures, and build a better world, knowing that future generations won't just be our descendants, but could also include our contemporaries. We will be building a future for ourselves just in case we decide to visit. However, there's a darker side. What if a terrorist or a nihilist with a doomsday weapon decides to jump 500 years into the future, just to cause chaos in a world that has no context for their ideology? The future would be vulnerable to threats from the past in a way we can't even comprehend. Security would have to evolve to handle not just threats from across the globe, but from across time itself. And what about the paradoxes? Not the classic go back and kill your grandfather paradox, but new ones. What if you arrive in the future and discover a historical record of your own arrival, detailing a tragic end for you just a few days later? Do you try to fight fate? Can you? The knowledge of your own future, even a small piece of it, could be a psychological burden too heavy to bear. One-way time travel wouldn't be a simple tool for adventure. It would be a mirror, reflecting our greatest hopes and deepest fears. It would ask us what we value most, our present connections or the potential of an unknown future. It would be a testament to human curiosity, desperation, and the unending desire to see what lies over the horizon. Ultimately, the choice to travel forward in time would be the most personal and most irreversible decision anyone could ever make. It's a journey not just through time, but into the very nature of what it means to be human, to be connected, and to have a place to call home. Would you take that leap? What would you be hoping to find? And what would you be willing to leave behind forever? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this thought experiment, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the what-ifs of science and humanity. See you next time.